you've heard these questions time and again. When are you getting married? Or go get married. It's actually becoming a song now, and some persons have learned to deal with it, while others are still trying to try to get over it. Because some people actually take offense if you ask them to go get married. But the question is, are you ready? Are you ready for marriage? This is Omoté. My name is Ogaga Otawutu. Welcome to the show. I'm not here alone. I have with me an amazing guest, one who is he's been married in this institution for over a decade and a half. And this is his area of expertise. He has every right to speak. And he is Dele Agogo. Joining us, I welcome you to the studio. Welcome to the studio. We are glad to have you here.
Thank you very much, Ogaga. I'm delighted to be on your show.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you.
Yeah, may I say that you look so great.
Thank you. He's a family life coach and he has a lot to talk about. But let's get it rolling, sir.
All right.
Before we go, I have to go on a quick break, and when we return, this is Omoté. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. This is still Omoté, and I have with me here in the studio a family life coach who will be talking to us on what marriage is all about. And if you are really and truly ready for marriage, welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
So let's get rolling, sir. What is marriage?
Well,
That's a big question.
it's big and it's
It's
broad.
broad.
But I think let me just put it simply the way it ought to be. Marriage is the union between a man and a woman with a view of building a home.
I like that, building a home. Okay, not just for procreation, not just for companionship, you're building a home. Look at that.
But it's a complete entity on its own.
On its own, fantastic. Moving on, is marriage really the sole purpose of life? Because we are talking to a unique set of people, young and married women above 35. And some of them are so desperate, some of them are so fixated on getting married that they seem to think that that's all there is to life. Please tell us.
Well, I would say that it's not the sole reason for life, because when you talk about marriage relationship, you talk about family life, is an area out of many other areas that you have to achieve in life. And therefore, when we talk about marriage, even though it's very good and we generally expect that at one point in time we should be married, that shouldn't be used as the basis for defining success in life. I will put it that way, because some have come to realize that some people, because of delay, they can put a hold on their lives. And I tell people, when you talk about relationship, family life or marriage, it's just an area. You have your social life to pursue, you have your career plan to pursue, you have ministry to pursue, you have an area of influence as well. So you cannot use just an item out of many others to define the entirety of your life. So I would say it's not the sole purpose for your life.
Fantastic. Thank you for clearing that up. Okay, how can one be ready? How can you really say one is truly ready for marriage? Because some of this since I was in my 20s, I started because I read a lot. I love books. So I started reading about marriage early enough. I started attending marriage seminars from doing it. Because I thought that, okay, no, I should be married and all of that. But yeah, I laugh. I don't know why you're laughing at myself. So, well, how can you really say, because it got to a point that I said, what, all those prayers for marriage are done. I'm not praying again. God should do what he wants to do at his own time, How can you really say you're ready for marriage if you have all of this in place?
All right. Being ready is relative.
Oh.
Yes. You can see a 25-year-old lady that is ready for marriage, and you can see a 40-year-old lady that is not ready. Being ready encompasses psychological maturity, it encompasses spiritual maturity, and because I always tell people, marriage is not for mere boys and girls, it's for mature adults. There's a whole lot that go into marriage if you want to make it work. And therefore it takes a whole lot, and it's a whole institution on its own. Let's just imagine that you are pursuing a career line. Imagine how many years it took you to get to where you are today. And I'm amazed and shocked sometimes, because when people say they are ready for marriage, you look at it, how many books have you read about marriage?
You're very
Ah,
good.
ah,
Very good.
How many people are you accountable to have an idea of what marriage truly is?
Are we speaking of mentors per se?
Mentors, yes. So you've not been able to get over that. So it's way beyond age. It is way beyond age. Because, like I said, it's for mature adults. And you need to get to a point where you don't live an independent life. You must get to that point where you are ready to have a consultative decision between yourself and your spouse. For a long time, for decades, if you get married over 20, you use a minimum of 2 decades, over 2 decades, to be formed and be who you are as we speak. And the way who you are now does not necessarily mean is the way you should continue by the time you are married. Because you build some set of values, some set of ideologies, some set of mindsets, and therefore being ready will put a responsibility on you to be able to accommodate your other partner's views and his or our own values.
Fantastic. I like the part where you said it's not about living an independent life. I'll ask you a question on that, but let's go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Okay, you said something about not having an independent life. You know, that is one challenge. I mean, in making decisions with your spouse, not to be able to come together and take right decisions. You know, that is one major challenge women around this age to have. Because they've been independent for so long. For someone like me, I'm used to taking my decisions, doing a lot of things. Do you think that is a challenge to some of them when they get into a relationship and get into marriage, the ability to be able to, you know what, it's not about me anymore. It's about someone, and I have to be,
All right. If you recall, I said when you asked what marriage is, I said it's the union of man and a woman with the view of building the home. The union. It's like talking about, it's like saying two people coming together to synergize. You cannot synergize if you don't harmonize your differences.
Okay.
And interestingly, I've heard people talk about the fact that if there are irreconcilable differences, it's a problem. I tell people irreconcilable differences are actually meant to be a flavor in your home.
How? Can you break that? How?
Yes, it's meant to be because I'm so used to doing things certain way all my life. And the fact I'm used to it, and the fact that it's producing results, does not necessarily mean it's the best result we could ever get out of that.
Okay.
But if we understand candidly that if I synergize with my spouse, with a divergent view or opinion, then we might just be able to come up with a better idea. But if you are so fixated and you are used to your own independent way of doing things, it will only compound problems. Because before now, you choose to get into your house whenever time you want, and you leave your house, you might have the intention that you are coming back to your home in a particular way, set out. Something happened along the way, you decide I'm sleeping out. It's not the case here, because now we want to build this home together, and therefore I can't afford to do things my own way. But truth be told, it's not easy.
Fantastic.
But we need to grow beyond that to know that we should trust each other's judgment.
That's why, please hold it there. That is the part I want you to lay emphasis on. We'll be going on a short break. Please stay with us. We're coming back very shortly. Okay, yes, like I was saying before we went on the break. So, you were saying something very, very, very important. You have to learn to take yourself out from that independence mood, if I want to just create it, and deliberately work towards building a home, making this relationship work. Can you please continue?
Maybe I should just give an illustration, a typical one, which is applicable practically to every other area. Before I got married, I'm an introverted person.
Yeah, I know.
And I grew up from a home where I would say we have money in abundance in quotes.
Oh, okay.
I came from a humble background.
Okay.
And I know when we have to have a meal, you have a situation where you have the carbohydrate heat up and the protein very small.
No shade.
Then when I'm having the soup,
Mm-hmm.
you have the soup very small. And with the mold
Mold
of carbohydrates, you will still be able to use the soup effectively and it will be enough. I got married to a wife that came from a kind of family where the kind of soup that she is used to is the type that you have different
protein
inside, and the soup will be like way more than what I was used to. And getting married to such a person, initially my interpretation to that, to anyone that comes around me, is my interpretation will be a waste. Yes. But for our own interpretation is healthy living. So how do we marry this?
Look at that.
So the first few months of our marriage, I must confess to you, let's get real.
Yes.
At some point in time, I asked myself, I hope I've not made the wrong choice.
You married high maintenance. You married high maintenance.
So I think this will also be a lesson to even the married, because sometimes the issues you are complaining about that is becoming a problem in your home are not necessarily the issue. It's for you to look at it and see how you can make it work, because that very issue, instead of creating a problem, should help you even build your bond and make it stronger. So here we are, and I saw this, and for me, and we started out with mega income, and it's not that much. So I was looking at it. Initially, I wasn't finding it funny. We had arguments on this until I sat down and I saw it from that perspective, that she is actually out for healthy living. I've remained the same over 6 months, and she wanted to do a good job.
Do a good job. Don't tell her that you're doing well.
So when you look at the intention, it's actually for my own good. So when I realized that the understanding came to me, I have to slow down. So we agreed, but without that agreement, we couldn't have ever made progress from there. So that's what we did, and it helped sustain. Though not living up to what she's used to.
Yeah. She was able to compromise on her own.
And I compromised as well, because I went beyond what I was also used to. And that's why I was using the word harmonization. We are going to be able to harmonize it. Because that union, we have to make it work. We can't work independently and expect a marriage to work. So we have to find a way of synergizing and making sure that we work together as a team.
Fantastic, that's amazing. So as you heard, the basic reason, I mean, for you to say you are truly ready for marriage as a young unmarried woman, is for you to be willing to work together in synergy. So we really take out self. I think we should use the word taking out self from it. And being selfless.
Yes.
That's amazing. But we're here today, we cannot talk about marriage without talking about divorce. It's as if it's on a daily basis. People are married 3 weeks, they're gone. 4 weeks, they're gone. It's not happening to only celebrities alone. You see people everywhere, and you're wondering, where did they miss it? My concern most times is that these people at some point were in love. At some point they were head over heels each other. I mean, one another. So how did it, get down so bad that they are not thinking of going their separate ways?
Well, this a major one, and I must confess that is a serious concern for me, which was what initiated writing the book that I wrote. I called Ready, Set, Read, which is premarital fundamentals. I deal with postmarital cases, and for over 10 years I've been dealing with marriages and issues that has to do with marriage.
I'm sure your ears are full.
Currently handling some now. I had a call yesterday. By tomorrow I'll be meeting another couple even after service. And most of them, especially the naughty ones, I've come to realize that it's a foundational problem. Not being ready and not having the right perspective. So, and I checked, and not even though it's not in Nigerian statistics and American statistics, I realized that because when somebody easily walk away from a marriage, that's not the solution. Most times it's not the solution. It's not the solution, except in the case where violence is involved and somebody's life is at risk. Maybe there's a threat to your life. I will not encourage that such a person live in that home. But I've realized as well that there are issues that could easily be resolved but either due to selfish disposition or somebody's hardness of heart.
I'm not moving on.
We are not willing to compromise. We are not willing to be flexible.
But we also have pride and ego.
We have pride and ego. It's also part of it. So with that, I said it's good we really get people to understand this and make themselves ready.
Fantastic.
The statistic I was talking about, I read it. The first maybe in the first marriage that led to divorce, said it came to like about, I think, 45%, and they went further to research and tried to get the statistics of the second marriage, marriages that end in divorce. It went up to like 55%.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, went further to research it further to realize that people in their third marriages was actually the percentages was increasing.
Wow.
It might be different from one geographical sphere to the other, but that trend is the same. What does that mean? Easily walking out of marriage is not the way.
It's not the answer.
It's not the answer, and that's why we need to avail ourselves to time-tested tools and information to help us. We should not take hook, line, and sinker what we watch in the media. You need to go to watch
social media.
They
paint it like it's all there.
Not that we don't have genuine information there, but I think, in my own opinion, we have more distorted information there than the genuine.
Thank you for staying with us. This is still Omoté. I'm talking about a very special topic. Are you ready as a married young woman? So, Pastor, you're saying something about the role the media has to play. Before you continue, let me mention something. When I go to some of the blogs, and this is some of the blogs, and you see people's comments, maybe they're sharing a story about a broken relationship. You see comments like, hey, I fear to marry, oh. Now, so this marriage be, these people are making us scared, oh. Should we get married? So, you rightly mentioned that the media is not feeding the people with the right information. The truth is that there's still 1,001 good marriages out there that would that will motivate you to want to get married. Please, can you?
Before I go to the statistics, I don't even have to go to the statistics. I think it's better we make do with what we have.
Yes.
I'm a proof.
Okay, proof. Yes, let's see that.
I think it's high time we go out there. There's also a lady that we spoke some time ago, and I love what she's doing. She said, enough of talking about marriages that are not working, because she said, I've seen marriages that are working and they're actually excelling in what they do. And therefore, can we stop talking about the negative and start talking about the positive? Because if you depend solely on social media, you can be misguided and you might be misinformed. And if you have information that is not accurate, then you have a wrong prescription, and therefore there's no how your decisions can also be right. And therefore I want to encourage strongly, I'm not saying you should not feed from social media, but from these same platforms we have information that are useful as well. But we have to be careful about the kind of information. We have to sift it. And I will always tell people, be accountable to someone. If you're not yet married, look around. Look out for a marriage that is working. Move close to them.
So true.
Understand what they're doing that is making their own marriage. I'm telling you, the father is working. I tell people the smiles that you see on the front in our own family. I've been married for over 16 years. I still have my own issues with my wife. Sometimes I'm the one that's wrong, and sometimes she's the one that is wrong. But we have a way of getting around it and each time we resolve an issue, we mature and we make progress, and it gets us more bonded. So people need to walk close to people that have working marriages and ask questions. When I was growing up, when you are looking sophisticated, you scare me. And I just want to keep up. But I've realized that no matter what they put up, except the one that don't have the right set of values, they are not out to scare you or be intimidating. They are just being themselves. Maybe they have sound, healthy esteem. So guys, if there are somebody listening to this, I want to say that please know what you want. Like I said about a lady who has set of values that is driving her and have a picture of a preferable future, a guy should also have that, so that when you see someone that you can have that connection with. You have an idea of maybe this is someone that we can both partner as a team to get us to the destination that we are actually.
Go for her.
You go for her, please. Please go for her.
Bye-bye.
I always say.
Well,
Of
my
course,
mom will say,
press-
boss.
Well,
I know, they will tell you.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Who's just
But not that you should live an irresponsible life. Because I've seen guys, but we need to balance that.
Yes.
Because I've seen guys where
I
you
go
see
all
them
out, I
calling
take
out and moving
advantage.
from
Yeah,
office.
take advantage.
So that someone will not say that from this show,
Yeah.
somebody said that just go for her.
No,
Then
no.
before you go for her, you need to know what you have, you need to know what you're looking
What
for.
you're looking for.
And it's not about physical appearance, not about maybe the kind of car that you
Material
guys
things
or
and
you know,
yes, yeah.
but it's about the heart connection and the set of values that you have that you feel is an alignment or in congruence with this person.
Wow, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough, really, Abuku. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming on the show. We know we can go on and on and on because you have so much. As I mentioned, he's a family life coach and he's been doing this for several years and he's an author. He just launched 2 books very recently. I'm sure you should get them. He mentioned one, Read, Set.
Ready, set,
Ready, Set.
read.
Read. Ready, Set, Read. Okay?
Conflict management.
Conflict management. You should, I've gone through that. You should go through that. And I learned a whole lot. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so
We do appreciate you.
Thank you very much for having me. It's such a privilege.
Thank you. So, we'll be going on a quick break and when we return, we call it a day. Thank you for staying with us. Hold it off there. Don't go anywhere. So this is where we call it a day on today's episode of Omoté. As you know, Omoté is a word for a young woman or an unmarried young lady. And Omoté is a show for the impactful single lady. You make an impact whether you're married or not minding your status. Go out there, pursue your dream, your vision, and your goals. But today, you know, you can't talk about an unmarried person without bringing marriage into it. So we talked about marriage today. Are you ready? And we heard a lot from our guests. He said so much. And you know, as an unmarried person, you need to prepare yourself. We know you're independent at this age. Get ready to be selfless, to give in, and to make it work. And for you young men out there, you had a word of advice. Don't be intimidated by married men that are above 35. There's someone out there for you, you know that. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ogaga Otautu. Thank you. So you know, as a married woman, the very essence of living is to enjoy life. Because you are who? You are Omoté. Go for it. Bye-bye.